Hello there, this is Mae Renfroe with you for my Lights for Jesus website and blog. Hi, I'm so excited about doing this video. And so if you're catching this on my YouTube channel, welcome to my channel. Welcome to this week's video. And I'm on my blog because that's where a lot of them I do these videos over on the YouTube channel, but then I put them on my blog, and maybe a lot of you just see it from my blog. And so, hi, welcome. I'm so happy to be here with you. I'm me, the author of my blog and website, and a mother of 9, ranging from ages 19 to 1. So a busy mom, homeschooling, and a lover of Jesus, a life coach, and want to be a speaker as well. I want to do that, whatever God has me to be able to share, and I'm excited about doing these videos. I've been speaking on a lot of things, encouraging mothers in their parenting and in their walk with the Lord, and then I decided, I'm going to do one out in the garden and talk about my garden too, because that is something that I'm busy at right now. I'm busy in the garden, and we're still doing homeschooling as well. We're winding up nearing the end, but we're still doing school, and now I'm out in the garden as well. So those are the things that keep me busy. School, gardening, in the house, cooking, all that stuff. It's a mom, what you're busy doing. And so yeah, part of my life is spending in the garden. Part of my summer, this is where I spend a lot of my time growing garden for our family. We grow a lot. We can freeze come fall time and just eat fresh from the garden all summer. So we get, as soon as some stuff is ready, we're going to get to start eating and enjoy our hard work and our labor, and then I'll put up stuff in the fall. So I'm a pretty big gardener. I don't maybe just preserve a whole lot because it's like really time consuming. I'm wanting to kind of narrow that down. I got thinking there's just some things I can live without. I enjoy my jams and my pickles and all of that probably as much as the next person. But I realized, what? It's a lot to keep up with, a lot of busy. And of course I have a lot of helping hands with all my children. I certainly have my help. They help me with all of that. But it's a lot, and I just think I could narrow it down and still enjoy all my stuff, eat well without doing all that, putting on extra work for myself. So anyway, I wanted to show you right now. You probably don't see much, so maybe we can get a little closer on some stuff because it's just coming up. Some stuff right here. Let's see if I can see my rhubarb. There. You can see rhubarb. So that is a really early thing here. It's really early, the rhubarb, so that's nice. I enjoy being able to get some for cobblers and crisps and stuff pretty soon, so I'm excited about that. And then, yeah, most all of our stuff related. I'm still going to plant some peas later on, and the peas then will be a later picking because I don't like all my peas at once. There's a lot of shelling, a lot of picking. Green beans I can usually put some of them a little later, and of course radishes, lettuce, spinach, that can all be, you can kind of plant that every 2 weeks kind of throughout the summer a bit, so it's not all one bang whack. So I like that. We have really cool springsters, so when we start planting stuff like potatoes that are under the ground and won't come up for a while. Well, that's not really that early. The wheat plant, the earliest stuff that I put in, the first stuff is always onions and garlic for me. That's my first stuff, and then peas, and the greens like spinach. I guess the lettuce are early, beans, all those kind of things we planted early. So yeah, it's all in. I see if I'll kind of walk over there, which you can see that's raspberries in the back there. And then over here, let's see, look, it's hard. I can't really see my screen because it's dark. So I don't know what you're seeing there, but this is our corn patch right here. That's our corn patch. And then way actually back there past our cow pasture is our potato patch and brown bean patch. We raise dry beans that we can shell out, so different than the green beans, dry beans, like they're called venison brown beans, actually, that we've been growing. That's been in the family for years and years. My dad and mom has kept up those beans, and now we're keeping them going. So we eat a lot of the beans, and then I grow them every year so we can share with some of the other family and stuff. So they're back there. It's the big potato. It's 15 rows of potatoes, and I think about 12 rows of some brown beans. I'm not sure. My one son, he just want you get carried away planting. You want to make sure we have enough. So that's good. No, that's all good. And yeah, our corn patch. This is got a couple of plum trees here, some cherry bushes. So now we can kind of see I've got garlic coming here, and my onions, and so the spinach, carrots. I don't know what you're gonna be able to see in the garden. So it's just barely coming up. And then our asparagus patch. Asparagus. So I've been out here weeding lately. So I got some inspiration when I was out here weeding, trying to keep out the weeds and the grass out of the asparagus. It looks pretty good because I just come out of the garden a few hours earlier. So I've got some inspiration I'm going to share because I've just got to share a spiritual message in here too. It can't just be about my garden because that's what I'm about, right? So I'm going to see if I can top that down maybe and see some spread that's coming up, so we enjoy that. It's our early spring thing that we get to eat first. So okay, so that's it. So it's going to be a big garden. Like I said, it's a big, I've always done big. I was raised on big gardens. My dad and mom did market gardening, and in this area of Alberta, it was the Dinson's Farmers Market that they always did years ago. And then we moved away. We came back and they started it back up again a number of years ago until my dad's health got down enough that he could not keep up doing the garden. So I'm from a big garden. That's my heritage, my background. I can't seem to downsize. I'd love to downsize. I'd love to downsize on gardening, but it seems like it's all or none for me. So maybe at some point, maybe we could just take a summer off and not do a garden. That'd be cool. But with a family, we eat a lot. So this really saves the bills. Down on the bill, and it's good for the kids to get out and we work together. They help weed some of the tedious little weeds. It's kind of harder for them to get down weeding. They'll just take care of their brothers, and sometimes the older ones will take care of the little babies. So I can get, because I really do actually love weeding. I maybe think there's better things I could be doing with my time, but it's kind of like getting in the garden. As long as I know my little babies are being taken care of and they're attended, and the bigger kids are helping with that, then I'll come out and weed. But they all help, and with the picking and the picking peas and shelling peas, and we do that together. And I just did a podcast where I talked about that. About how we do that together, and there's great times to be able to talk together when we do that. I talk about like Bible stuff. I like to talk about spiritual things when we're doing that. I mean, the greatest times, so growing up in the garden, I don't remember that too much, that bit. Like when I was helping in the market garden these last few years ago, my dad and mom and me and mom would be out picking cucumbers, huge cucumber patch, take like hours to be picking in the cucumbers and stuff with my kids and stuff. We're talking about Bible stuff, talking about God right there in the cucumber patch. And I told mom, I just love it. This is the greatest conversations in the cucumber patch. And so it's amazing that time that you can spend with your children in the garden and talk about God, and just bring them into your conversations and everything that you do when you're working. Yeah, and so we're going to be busy this summer with this garden, and but we're going to be getting a lot of great veggies to eat and to share, and yeah, so I will be showing more of these. I'll be doing more videos now that I started. I think this is cool for any of you guys that want to follow along and see our garden and see what things we do. Maybe you can ask me questions about specific things, what we do, any gardening tips. I mean, I've grown with a family of gardeners, so I've got a lot of tips and kind of resources. I can't think of any, maybe just right off the top of my head, just to mention. But ask me some questions. I'd be glad to answer them. Canning tips to freezing, freezing suggestions, things in the garden. I wish I could tell you a good remedy to, so get less weeds in the garden, but they just want to come. Well, I guess it is a tip actually. If you're on top of weeds for a couple summers in a row and don't let them go to seed, that should really conquer the weeds. That will really make a difference for your next year, and so on. So that is one thing. Just be on top of the weeds. Don't let them go to seed, and that could help. But yeah, weeds is my big thing. I'm like, what are those weeds? I wish it would rain. Weeds rain. So you get rain. There's the weeds. Like, why does the weeds have to grow so well? Like my veggies to grow better. I don't know if we showed this part here. This is my squash plants here. Oh, when they come up, they haven't come up. I'm not sure why. And then like cucumber plants gonna be right over there. Got some cabbage plants. So this is beans coming up here. Yeah, I think that's about it for now. Some of my stuff gets little bugs in it really quick. I find they just seem to like certain things. Little black bugs. They like to get on little cabbage plants, Chinese cabbage, turnips, rudibrakers, so just certain things that they like. They don't bother the little carrots. They don't bother my lettuce, my beets. They just like those other certain things, and I have to really be all on top of them with a seven dust is what I used and put on to kill them. I really got to be on top of those little bugs, it seems like. So what I want to close with this here now that I showcase. So my garden is right here and the house is right there. So it's just all right close to the house. This one's close to the house. So the other garden is back a little bit farther. My boys kind of been doing that back there. I haven't even been back since they gardened there, planted there. That's their thing. So that's good to have the big boys that can tend that part. When I was weeding the asparagus right over there and getting the grass out for like the fourth time this summer, this spring so far, and I talked about that in my podcast. I went and quite elaborate on that, getting the grass out, thinking that I got it, and then what? There's more coming up, and I go again. So the weeding is an ongoing, continuous job all summer, and I was thinking of that moms, that we have to be so diligent weeding out the weeds in our children's lives and in our weeding out weeds in our homes and our things. We want to be on guard for weeds. And when I'm talking about weeds, like in the children, like watching for bad attitudes, for lies or sneakiness, or just things that just shouldn't be a part of their life. And just wow, that's an ongoing job, just like the weeds in our garden, that we have to be diligently searching, looking for these weeds, and getting them out so that our stuff can grow and flourish. And that is the way for our children, because we want them to grow and to flourish and mature in their walk with the Lord as they grow in the Lord and to love the Lord. We don't want nothing to choke out that love they have for God. So we got to be diligently looking for weeds, weeding out those weeds, and making them aware of the weeds on their own. As they grow in the relationship with God, they can see the weeds in their life and say, wow, I've got a selfish in certain areas, or I am impatient. Oh, that is not good. Or just whatever, these little things. We all have things, right? We all have things that we need to grow, and then we as parents, moms, got to see the weeds in our own life, in our own hearts, to get them out. So because we're showing example to our children. So we want to be on diligent looking for weeds, just like we weed the garden. How important it is. More important, of course, for our homes, for our children, to be weeding out those weeds and finding the things in your home, the things that's not honoring God, materials, books, movies, whatever it is, it's just not of God. Get it out, weed it out, because it's harmful. It's harmful for your home and your children when you're raising them for the Lord. And it's just like the weeds are not good in your garden. The weeds don't look good in your garden. You want a nice, good, pretty garden. Well, you don't want the weeds in your home, the bad stuff that's not of God. You gotta weed it out. So I just want to give that encouragement. And I'm there to support moms and fellow women. I've got my website and blog with lots of great resources, and I want to help you in any way. I'm a life coach as well, so that's what I want to help coach fellow moms in their walk in the Lord, and as they parent your children, just because I know how important it is. I know how big a job. It's a tough job. We need all the help we can get. I need help. I've got my own sources, the places that I go for encouragement, for inspiration, for insight, for wisdom. And I want to give that to other mothers as well. That is what I'm here for. That's what I'm doing these videos for, and my podcast, my website, and all of that. So I hope you enjoyed this one in the garden, and I hope that I've gave you inspiration to get out in your garden and to get some plant with your children, and to get those weeds out of your garden and in your home. So stay tuned for more. And take care. Stay strong for the Lord. Until next time.